Sami Zayn officially Sami Uso, best and worst of Raw. Less famous promotion turns down a deal for Sasha Banks. Why there is no WWE Raw on December 26, 2022. Alexa Bliss praises working with Bray Wyatt. WWE fans unhappy as released Eva Marie is returning under Triple H's regime. Let's jump right into it. Best and worst of Raw. Welcome to the best and worst of the final episode of Raw of 2022. While there is technically an episode on December 26 next week, it will be a best of Raw episode that will highlight this year. The final full episode of Raw this year was good, with very few downs and many ups. There were a lot of changes, a lot of things teased, and a big way to end the year. Here are the ups and downs of the Red brand this week. Number 3. Best. The Bloodline wreaking havoc on Raw. The Bloodline wreaked havoc on Monday Night Raw, taking out Elias, Mustafa Ali, Andre Chase of NXT, Dolph Ziggler, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin, making the tally of 6 superstars. It was a direct order of Roman Reigns and served as the backdrop for this week's episode, culminating with Kevin Owens getting a big win over the Usos. Number 2. Worst. Disappointing match between Becky Lynch and Bayley. Bayley and Becky Lynch faced each other in a singles match after 3.5 years. Unfortunately, the dream match between the two horsewomen was disappointing as it had an underwhelming finish. Io Sky and Dakota Kai were ejected from ringside but did just enough to distract Becky Lynch, leading to Bayley using an object and then finishing Big Time Bex for the victory. The feud may not be over, but this match wasn't good. Number 2. Best. The promo between Austin Theory and Seth Rollins. Austin Theory has upped his game, and Seth Rollins has seemingly turned face. They had a passionate promo standoff, with both men playing their roles to perfection. Rollins fully embraced the love of the crowd and seemed to move towards a big character change after 3 years. The promo was a massive highlight of Raw, and we urge you to watch it if you haven't already. Number 1. Worst. A disappointing ladder match. The Miz and Dexter Lumis had what we considered the most boring ladder match in a very long time. Even Bronson Reed's return debut didn't help the match much, but The Miz finally won on a big stage. However, the winner-takes-all match didn't live up to expectations and could have been much better. Number 1. Best. A solid main event. Kevin Owens teamed up with Seth Rollins in the main event to take on the Usos. It was an incredible main event that was the perfect way to end the show. Owens and Rollins acknowledging their falling out earlier this year was hilarious, and they are a good pairing. It worked out for them as they stood tall on Raw despite Austin Theory attacking Rollins. The standoff between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was an excellent way to close the show, a foreshadowing of what's to come. Less famous promotion turns down a deal for Sasha Banks. Multiple reports have circulated over the past few months regarding the situation between Sasha Banks and WWE. Although wrestling promotions will definitely be lucky to have the former superstar, one promotion seems to have thought the opposite. Banks has not wrestled since she and former tag team partner Naomi decided to walk away from WWE in May. Though absent from wrestling, the duo appeared on multiple red carpets for movies and even walked the runway for New York Fashion Week. However, it looks like one of them will return to the sport soon. Earlier this month, it was reported that Banks would return to the ring, which is now scheduled to be in Japan as part of NJPW's Wrestle Kingdom 17 event. While there's no doubt that Banks will bring in a number of fans due to her star power, a certain promotion was still hesitant to bring her in. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Stardom first turned down Sasha Banks due to a disagreement over pay. There weren't any exact numbers discussed, but it is said to be more than the amount Chris Jericho made per appearance in NJPW, making it more than $100,000, which was considered to be too expensive by the promotion's founder Rossy Agawa. Despite the initial rejection, Takaaki Kadani, CEO of Bushiroad, the parent company of both Stardom and NJPW, allowed Sasha Banks to name her price and looked to have met an agreeable amount. Due to this, it's possible that the promotion might only use the former WWE star for special occasions or events. It remains to be seen what Banks' appearance at Wrestle Kingdom will entail. Whatever it is certain to get the wrestling world talking. The Boss, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch were all called up to the main roster during the Divas Revolution. Members of the Four Horsewomen and WWE have since made a name for themselves in the promotion, but it looks like the company doesn't think the same. According to reports, Banks wanted to be on the same deal as Flair and Lynch but was turned down by WWE as they believed she wasn't as big a star. In an exclusive with Sportskeeda, Dutch Mantel weighed in on the matter and stated the promotion was right to release her since she is nearing her expiration date. So, I don't think, Sasha, how long has she been there? 10 years. Every performer and every footballer, every basketball player has a shelf life. You put it on the shelf, you can almost look at that expiration date, especially on a can of beans. Instead, it's a wrestler sitting there. In WWE, if they use them right, they've got 8 years, 5 to 10, and she's at the end of it. From the looks of it, the chances of Sasha Banks returning to WWE despite being under Triple H's regime is unlikely to happen soon. Still, it looks like she won't completely turn her back on wrestling just yet. Why there is no WWE Raw on December 26, 2022. WWE Raw is the longest-running weekly episodic show in television history. For almost 30 years now, Raw has been airing every Monday. On Boxing Day this year, WWE Raw will not be live. In its place, the Best of 2022 episode will be telecast. The next edition of Monday Night Raw will air live on January 2, 2023, and not next week on December 26, 2022. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer confirmed that there is no WWE Raw next week. This week's Raw, it is only a single taping, from what I was told. 2 weeks ago, it was like it's either going to be a double taping or it will be a single taping and a best of show on the 26th because they're not taping on the 26th. So I guess I haven't been told it's a best of show, but when I was told 2 weeks ago it's going to be one or the other, it is certainly not the one because I was told today that they are taping one show tomorrow. On December 26th, WWE will host a live event from Madison Square Garden. WWE Raw started with undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, sending a message to Kevin Owens for constantly interfering in his business. He spoke about the upcoming tag team match against the prizefighter and John Cena. Reigns claimed Cena wouldn't be enough for Owens to beat the Bloodline. The head of the table said the prizefighter will need the entire WWE Raw roster to have his back. The promo ended with Reigns promising that Owens will acknowledge the entire Bloodline. After the segment, the Bloodline went on a rampage to take out many on the Raw roster. They started by assaulting Mustafa Ali and NXT superstar Andre Chase, who was backstage at Raw. The next victims were Dolph Ziggler, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin. They attacked the OC after their victory over the Judgment Day. Later in the night, Styles lost in a singles match against Sami Zayn. However, the last laugh went to Kevin Owens as he defeated the Usos in the main event alongside former Universal Champion Seth Rollins. What did you make of Raw this week? Let us know in the comments section below. Alexa Bliss praises working with Bray Wyatt. Alexa Bliss recently shared that she never had more fun in her life than during her time working with Bray Wyatt in WWE. Bray and Alexa were paired up in 2020 and were a dominant force together for over a year. Randy Orton squared off against Bray Wyatt at WWE WrestleMania 37. Alexa betrayed Bray during the match and it allowed the Viper to connect with an RKO for the pinfall victory. During a recent interview with BT Sport, Alexa disclosed that she had the most fun of her career working with Bray Wyatt because it allowed her to do different things and go outside the box. This was the most fun I've ever had in my entire career, I can easily say, was this time period. I've never had more fun in my entire life. I had pitched a character like this, Dark Alexa, way back in NXT, way back before Blake and Murphy. I've always loved doing something different. I don't love being the same character all the time. I remember I've looked and I've been like, man, I've been 6 or 7 different versions of myself, which was so fun. I love being able to portray a character. I love being able to go outside of the box, do different things, and this was the most fun. Former WWE superstar Bully Ray is someone who would like to see Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt together once again. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, Bully wondered if Alexa had lost some of the passion she once had for professional wrestling. He pointed out that she sometimes seems disinterested on screen. If not back with Bray Wyatt, then what? Because regular Alexa, as a wrestler, just doesn't do it for me anymore. As a matter of fact, last night her match wasn't really doing it for me. I see the look on Alexa's face sometimes when I'm wondering if she's as immersed in what she's doing as she once used to be, like the Moment of Bliss stuff, and any of the segments that she was doing that didn't involve wrestling. Alexa Bliss defeated Bayley this past Monday night on WWE Raw to earn a shot at Bianca Belair. The Raw Women's Champion got into the ring with Alexa and Bliss almost hit her with Sister Abigail out of nowhere as Bray Wyatt's logo appeared on the screen. Time will tell if Bray can help Alexa become the new Raw Women's Champion. Would you like to see Bray and Alexa together again in WWE? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. WWE fans unhappy as released Eva Marie is returning under Triple H's regime. Eva Marie has seemingly teased a return to WWE under the Triple H regime with her recent Twitter activity, and fans aren't happy. Marie made her return to WWE in June last year. Her stint didn't last long, and she was let go by WWE before 2021 ended. Since Triple H took over the helm of creative in WWE, he has brought back a long list of stars whom Vince McMahon had previously let go. On tonight's episode of WWE Raw, Bronson Reed also returned to the company. Prominent wrestling reporter Sean Ross Sapp recently tweeted that more WWE returns are on the horizon. Interestingly, Eva Marie liked the tweet, and Sapp acknowledged it soon after. Fans were quite vocal about the possibility of Marie's return to WWE in the near future. Shortly after making her WWE return in June 2021, Eva Marie appeared on Renee Paquette's Oral Sessions podcast. Marie said she was thankful to Triple H and others for giving her a start in WWE. They took a chance on me, from Vince McMahon to Triple H to Steph, in 2013, a diva search, no-name kid, and gave me a start. And that start was absolutely incredible. Talk about being thrown into the wild real quick. But as soon as I stepped away, it was because I got the support from Vince, Triple H, and Steph to go ahead and do my first movie and then continue to do movies and TV and film. Marie then said that she always knew that she would return to WWE someday. But I always knew when I left that I was going to be coming back. I just didn't know what that would look like or when that was going to happen. And then throughout the last 4 or 5 years, I always kept in communication with the company. Then the door kind of opened and I was like, I'm coming right back in. The reaction to Eva Marie's tease clearly shows that fans aren't interested in seeing her on WWE TV again. Only time will tell if she ends up on Raw or SmackDown again. Do you think Eva Marie will make her return to WWE again? Sound off in the comments below. Sami Zayn officially Sami Uso. WWE official Adam Pearce seems to have confirmed a name change for Sami Zayn on the latest episode of Raw. The Bloodline invaded Raw this week to send a message to Kevin Owens ahead of his match against Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn next week on SmackDown. After beating down several locker room members and hijacking the show, AJ Styles took the fight to Sami Zayn on the ramp before requesting a match against the former champion later in the night. When Adam Pearce approved the match backstage on Raw, he referred to Sami Zayn as Sami Uso, which appears to now confirm that he has become a member of the family. The Bloodline were also present on the latest episode of SmackDown. Their segment was interrupted by John Cena. The plan throughout the night was to officially induct the honorary Uso into the faction. However, that did not come to fruition, and the WWE Universe was not able to see what Reigns had planned for Zayn. The Bloodline doesn't appear to need permission to move from brand to brand since Roman Reigns and the Usos are title holders on both brands. It seems that Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn, or Sami Uso, can join the rest of the family in the same way Bayley can join Damage Control. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were once best friends, and it will put a lot on the line next week when they clash. The prizefighter will team up with John Cena to take on the honorary Uso and Roman Reigns. It remains to be seen who will emerge victorious on the final episode of SmackDown of the year. Meanwhile, on Raw, Zayn will also have to overcome a threat from AJ Styles as the latter looks to avenge an attack on the OC. Do you think John Cena could be the first man to pin Roman Reigns since 2019? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing